I gotta admit, when I first watched, when I read this, it was a bit surprised. But after I read this, I got to understand it a little better, and things are getting really, and it was jaw-dropping. So, and I was giving my review on Bleach, chapter 565. Now, God like me, God like you, like wow. It starts off with the origins of a boy. This boy had a special kind of power from the moment he was born. This power had the ability to share pieces of his energy, his soul, with other people just by touching him. And like, he was very weak. He had powers like that, and some of the powers of each teacher, of people who absorbed it, they would manifest in certain ways. Certain powers, certain abilities, certain efforts, even healing powers. However, there's also a price to be paid. Those who couldn't handle, those who died with the power or got affected by it, the power that they gave back to the boy will return. So they got from the baby will return, and the baby will grow stronger, stronger, and stronger from each death. Especially people who couldn't handle it. Some who would live for a year, couple of years, months, days at a time. That person would get stronger and stronger and would evolve and gain strength and immortality and youth. Guess who the person I'm talking about? Juhabak. I thought that he was very casual about his pawns dying, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, every last single Quincy who has died before in the past or are expendable, they give their power to Juhabak. So these people, all these forces of Juhabak are necessary sacrifice. Literally, anybody who are a necessary sacrifice. Like Ichigo's mother, or Uryu's mother. In fact, Uryu joined Juhabak's forces just to get at Juhabak to avenge his mother, and to get he wanted. But in the end, it didn't prove a thing. He got stronger and stronger and stronger from the death of every Quincy. Like, that is really surprising. Any Quincy that dies gives this man power. No wonder he's lived for 900 years. Yes, and he's gotten stronger. This is OD news that we've gotten, and this was a surprise. Uryu was surprised. He, the guy that told him, like, you know, Curran or something, like, tells him that he carves some kind of mark into their souls just from, and like, he uses his power to do it. This is a very surprising move. I'm like, and Uryu can't escape it. It doesn't matter. And now, even though he's joined Juhabak, I know he did that for the setup, but he can't let go. He can't let go. This is all a setup. I'm like, oh, he's waiting to let all his forces die just for power and strength. This is something. We've seen this kind of manipulation before. It's kind of like a backward version of what the Quincy does. You know how Quincy, Reishi, they could absorb Reishi and spiritual quantities of energy and absorb matter and particles into themselves to make them stronger? It's backwards with Juhabak, because he was the first Quincy, like the dawn of one of his species. He can do it in reverse, like spilling out pieces of his energy to the others. And like, no matter what the soul, he gives them back their power. He gives them all their power. And it doesn't matter who or what it is. Each of them will absorb a piece of him. They gain strength, but if they die, they give him strength. This is an unusual sacrifice. Like, it's like everybody, Juhabak's army is just cannon fodder. They're all expendable. Because in the end, he's going to win. It's like he's going to win. It's like he's going to win, and he doesn't care if his army dies or not. As long as he's standing on top, he's going to win. I'm wondering, wow. And this has just been an unusual. I thought that Kubo, when he took his Kyrie break, think he would end the series and he would come up with surprises and some beginning and some other stuff. But this was a really OD surprise. Like, wow. I expected a lot of things, but not this. And I gotta admit, it was a good surprise, because I was wondering, because Buck, for Gargan, who seemed to be humble, so he doesn't. It's like he knows that his army is willing to die for him. He recruited them, but he doesn't care, because either way, whether they live or die or not, he gains power. And they will all, and this has just been an unusual surprise, and I just love this chapter for it. I give this a rate of 4 out of 5 because it showed the origin of Bak's birth, of how he became what he is, and how he became stronger. I gotta admit, this was a giant surprise, and I love this chapter for it, and I want to see more what happens next. Bak may be sleeping. But he's sleeping, but his dream is to conquer and destroy everything, and to destroy the soul society, and to become king. And he doesn't care if he does it with an army or not. And I just love this chapter 4. This was all a setup. I put the link down in the description so you'll find out what I'm talking about. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching this song. And I don't get a review of Bleach chapter 565. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Signing off.